we are happy to have Joan Sumbeiywo of Microsoft, who is going to take us through a deep dive into the licensing platform, covering Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents, and Power BI. So apologies for being a few minutes late. So without further ado, I'll just hand over to Joan, who will then continue with the presentation. Thanks, Joan, for this opportunity.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. Okay, so we'll start with the Power BI section on the licensing. So as we know, with Power BI, you're able to do your dashboards, do custom visualization. So the different portfolio that we have in terms of licensing when it comes to Power BI. So you have your Power BI desktop that you can license. That's licensed by user and that's free. That one you can just go to the Power BI site and you can download that on your desktop. Then we have the Power BI Pro, and that's normally licensed by user. So this one is, it's quick, easy to use, self-service analytics for users requiring collaboration on dashboard sharing, ad hoc analysis, and report publishing. Then you have your Power BI Premium, and this and the Power BI Embedded is normally licensed by capacity. So for the Power BI Premium, it's an add-on to the Power BI Pro. So to be able to have the Power BI Premium, you would need to have the Power BI Pro. So this is normally usually for large-scale data. So let's say, for example, with the Power BI Pro, you have your users who go and create your dashboards. And then in the organization, you need the other users who are consuming, but you don't per se need a license for the Power BI Pro. Then, of course, for the Power BI Embedded, this one normally you can purchase from the Azure site or your ISV partners. And this is when you want to add like analytics, visuals, larger data. And this is normally bought, licensed by capacity. So on the Power BI Pro, usually this is purchased on a per user basis. An average price would be about $9.99. So this is commercial pricing we're talking about. So as for those that are enterprise users, you'll know that the pricing at Microsoft normally depends on the, we have a pricing chart where it depends on the number of users that you have in your organization. So it's like price A, B, C, D. So usually for an enterprise agreement, we would probably start with the number of enterprise users. So this would be like your M365 or O365, or if you're talking about on-premise, maybe like your Office, your Windows, your Bridge calls. So this would determine on what price bracket you'd fall under. So for example, this now would probably fall under what you call price level A. And of course, to have like an enterprise agreement, you'd need about 500 users. For other organizations that don't meet the requirements to be in the enterprise agreement, so those users would fall under, they'd buy either from a cloud solution provider or they would buy from, just our regular partners that we have at Microsoft. Then you have the Power BI Premium that I talked about. You can have this as an add-on on the Power BI Pro as an add-on. So this, you can also get like the Power BI report server that you can get if you have SQL that has software assurance on it. So this would be able to give you those functionalities. So these are a few of the channels that I talked about where you can be able to purchase. So the Power BI Premium, you get dedicated resource in the cloud. You have flexibility on your licensing per capacity, dependent on how much capacity that you need. Then you look at your virtual cloud. So you'd normally work with a technical person to determine the amount of storage that you'd probably need or capacity, let's say. And then that would determine what kind of license that you would purchase. So you are able to create. So once you have your publishing BI with Power BI Premium, Pro users publish BI into one or more BI Premium nodes. And then, like I mentioned earlier, then you have your users who can read. So users who only need to consume the data. They don't need to create. So in the long run, then that helps you with the licensing cost. So let's see. Yeah, so I think I mentioned this already. This is sold by capacity. Yeah, so that was on Power BI. So next I'll talk about the Power Apps, the Power Automate, and then the Power Virtual Agents licensing as well. Okay, so on the Power Apps standalone plans, so we have the Power Apps per app plan, and then we also have the Power Apps per user plan. So the Power Apps per app plan, this is licensed by app, and this is normally the $10 per user per app per month. So this one allows individual users to run applications for a specific business scenario based on the full capabilities of the Power Apps.
Sorry, Joan, to interrupt you. Yeah. Do you mind if you go to the presentation mode so that?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. No worries. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, as mentioned, the Power Apps per app plan, which is the cheaper one, the $10 per user per app per month. This allows individual users to run applications for specific business scenarios based on the full capabilities of Power Apps. Then you have the Power Apps per user plan. So that's licensed by user as well at $40 per user per month. But this one equips users to run unlimited applications based on the full capabilities of the Power Apps. So for example, now the Power Apps per app plan. So for this one, it provides users the rights to run one portal and 2 custom apps. So as you can see, the example they have there on the right, you have 2 users. So user 1 has access to app 1 and app 2. User 2 has access to app 1 and app 2. If the users decide to have access to a third app, then they would need to get an additional license to that. And then on the Power Apps per user plan allows licensed users to run unlimited, fully featured custom applications. So here you have a side-by-side comparison. So as mentioned earlier, the run custom apps, you have the Power Apps per app plan, the $10 one. That particular user is licensed to run only 2 apps. And then the user that has the $40 plan then is allowed to run unlimited apps. In terms of the portals you can run, the one with the $10 one, you can run 1 custom portal app, and the other one can run unlimited custom portal app. So what else is important to call out? I think the capacity, the $10 one, you get 400 megabytes for the service file capacity, and then the 2 gigabytes for the $40 user. The AI builder is an add-on for both of them and requires additional amount to be paid on that. And then you have your Power Automate, which this is where the apps that you build, of course, allows for the flows that connects them from one app to the other. Power Automate, you have, we license by user. So you have a $15 SKU per user per month. So this one allows individual users to create unlimited flows. So me, myself, as a developer, then I can create the unlimited flows. Then you have the Power Automate per user with the attended, the robotics process automation process. So that one, of course, is more expensive. So you can create unlimited flows with that. And then also with this license as well, you will have the additional functionalities of artificial intelligence and the robotics process automation as well. Then there are customers who want to license only per flow. So there are some flows that are only significant to some users in the organization. So for that, then we license on $100 per flow for that, and we require a minimum purchase of 5 flows for that. So that would be power automation per flow on that one. So looking at the breakdown of the individual plans. So the Power Automate per user per plan, that one as mentioned, you have $15 per user per month. You have unlimited flows. There's no metering or caps on flow runs. And then your daily API requests, you have 5,000 for that. Power Automate per flow plan overview. This is the one that you have the 5 flows and you pay $100 per month per flow. This one gives you a daily API request of 15,000 per flow. Then the one for the $40 per user per month. So you build on Power Automate per user per plan with a robotic process automation and a fixed amount of AI capacity, which provides out-of-the-box access to AI capabilities in support of the common RPA scenarios. So you get the full capabilities of Power Automate on this. There's UI flow authoring, bot orchestration and management are included. The bot must operate concurrently with the user on the same workstation. And the bot can run more than one discrete process, but each process must be serialized to run sequentially. Let me see what else. So this shows you the breakdown. So I think what's important to note here for the Power Automate per flow, there's the $5 minimum that's required for that. The Power Automate per user, the $40 and the $15 is a user license process. And then the API calls for the Automate per user for the 15 and 40, those are the same. The one for the per flow, then you get 15,000 on that as well. And then there's an add-on now. Yeah, the Power Automate and Attended API add-on. If you want to extend your automate capabilities on this, then there's an add-on that you can actually purchase for those functionalities as well. So I think is it $450? Yeah. Sorry. So next we'd have the Power Virtual Agents. So those ones are sold per tenant per month. So I think the average price of $1,000 sold per tenant per month would give you 1,000 chatbots that you'd get with that, 10 gigabytes database capacity, file capacity of 20 gigabytes. And then if you want to have an add-on on that to have more chat sessions, then for $450, then you can have an add-on for 1,000 chat sessions on. But this one, I think the important thing to note on this one is that these ones are sold on a per tenant basis and charged on a per monthly basis as well. On enterprise agreements, we charge, it is per user. So for example, if it's per tenant per month, then usually we require a commitment of about 12 months. And then, you know, it's normally a 3-year agreement, but then the commitment is on an annual basis where you can't, as opposed to when you buy through maybe a CSP partner where you can buy on a monthly basis. On an enterprise agreement, then it's required to have a 12-month commitment on the enterprise agreement. So if you want to decrease or increase, then this is usually done at an anniversary. So I won't touch the dynamics piece because that we would need a dynamics specialist. But I think in summary, I've covered on a high level what I wanted to cover today.
John, I have a question here.
Yes.
The question is, we have the Office 365 licenses, you know, the E1 license, E1, E3, E5 for the enterprise, or the A1, I think A3, A5 for academic. And I believe those have some license included. How do
only
those licenses?
E5.
Only E5.
Yeah, only E5 has, only E5s will have that included, but not the E3, E1, no, but you can buy it as an add-on license.
Okay, so these are the ones that were free earlier on, so that has been removed. So now if you want to use Power Apps or Power Automate, you have to buy it separately. Is that what's happening now? Is that the way it is?
Yes, you'd have to buy it separately, or you buy it as an add-on to the license that you have. Okay. Yeah.
And when is this to start? Because I know some tenants that had, you know, the free version, and those are still active. They're still running. So when will those be stopped?
Okay, I'd have to see. I mean, in terms of, I'd have to understand like what the capabilities that are coming with the version that you're talking about. But are you talking about the Power BI, the free one that you get, or?
No, I'm talking about Power Apps and Power Automate. There's a free one that we get with the E1 license or the E3 license.
Okay, I'll have to check on that and then get back to you on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you wanted to cover?
No, that's it. No, that's it for today. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. For highlighting, you know, the different aspects of the licensing as far as the Power Platform is concerned. I know you're very busy and you had very limited time and thanks for being available on a very short notice. And also just want to thank the attendees, those who attended the webinar. Thank you for your time. So this will be recorded and will be circulated to everyone who attended. Thank you so much.
I'll email the deck to you as well. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Just hold on a bit here. Is there any question from any of the attendees? Just let's give them a minute or so. If someone has a question, they can bring it on. I'm not seeing any questions so far. So maybe we just wrap up and call it, you know, a day for now. Thank you so much again, Joan, for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, bye-bye. Yeah.